scholars, a short video on the topic of rational equation, in this case, variation. We are going to focus on two types of variations, either direct variation or inverse variation. K is always called the constant variation. Of course, K cannot be zero. Direct variation, the two variables vary directly if there is a constant K such that Y equals K times X. Likewise, the two variables are varies inversely if there is a constant K such that Y equals K over X. Let's focus on direct variation first. Very straightforward application. They will give us the assumption, either this or that. So we apply whatever formula. They will give us one combination of X and Y, what I like to call a one order pair. We substitute accordingly to solve for K, and then we can go ahead and so we can just derive the equation. Likewise with inverse variation. So let's try two examples of this. What if we have the following? Okay, so this is the definition, the developer. Let's try these two examples. They are directly variation, x, y3 when x equals 10, and then y is 12 when x equals 4. So a, y equals 3, x equals 10, and then y equals 12, x equals 4. Okay, so let's start with the first example. So of course, if this direct variation, we know it follows the equation y equals mx. The parent said that when y equals 3, x equals 10. So what do we have? Just writing this the other way around, we have 10k equals 3. If we divide by 10, k equals, of course, 3 over 10. Therefore, the equation is y equals 3 over 10x, or y equals 0.3 x. We're done. What if, not inverse, but another example of direct variation? It was y equals 12 and x equals 4. The same thing, y equals kx, y equals 12 when x equals 4. In other words, we have 4k equals 12. If I were to divide by 4, we have that k equals 3. Therefore, the equation is just simply y equals 3x, and we are done. Okay, let's do a couple of applications, word problems. Okay, let's try two word problems, two applications. What if we have the following? Okay, example 1, the number of calories C varies directly as time, exercise time T. Arnold burned 312 calories in 65 minutes. They want for us to find the equation, and what about 90 minutes if he works out 90 minutes? Okay, so let's try this one first. Let me, so calories vary directly, so calories equals K times time. Okay. So we know, of course, that Arnold burns 312 calories in 65 minutes. Therefore, if I write that 65K equals 312 divided by 65, 312 over 65 equals, I did it on the side here, just about 4.8. So what can we conclude? Therefore, my equation is C equals 4.8 T. When Arnold exercises for 90 minutes, calories equals 4.8 times 90. I calculated that. That's, I believe, 432 calories. And we're done. Let's try a second example. We see what about this one? The weight of the liquid varies directly as its volume. That's an easy. So we have 24 pounds of weight for a volume of 4 gallons. I'm going to write here on the side and then I'll erase. So we know that the weight is K times volume V, then 24 here and 4 here. Okay, so let me clear this up. Let's try this other one. Stop sharing. Same as before, the weight varies directly as the volume. An object of 24, and I forgot the units of the weight, equals K times the volume 4. If I were to divide by 4, we conclude that K equals 6. Therefore, my question is Y equals 6 times V. When the volume is 13, 13.13, the weight, there we just do here, weight equals 6 times 13. We believe that's 78. And that would be it. Let me go back to the problem here. Yeah, this was in pounds. The weight was in pounds. And the volume was in gallons. So for 13 gallons, the weight would be 78 pounds. So for a liquid with a volume of 13 gallons, this will be pounds. And we're done. Let's talk about now inverse variation. Same concept, except for now for the formula is Y equals K over X. Not times, but division. So let's try 2 examples. I'm just getting right there. Yeah. Okay. So this is the definition, obviously. K over X. So let's do 2 examples. What about if we have Q, P is inversely proportional as Q. Okay. And then what do we have? P is 30 when Q is 12. Before I stop sharing, let's just set up this other one. Y is inversely proportional of X, and then Y equals 8 when X equals 2. Okay, so let's see what we have. Much better. Okay, so P inversely proportional as Q. So we have this, this is over 1. We can cross multiply. 1 times K is K. 30 times 12 is 360. Therefore, my question is P equals 360 over Q. And we're done. Here, of course, Y is 8 when X is 2, and they're inversely proportional. This 8 is over 1. So 1 times K times 2, K equals 2 times 7 should be 16. Therefore, Y equals 16 over X, and we're done. Okay, let's try one application or 2, and we'll be done. Okay, let's try 2 examples here. This is what we have. A car's value varies inversely as its age. Elena bought a 2-year-old car for $20,000. Okay, so car's value equals K over H. Just going to write something quickly here. The value 20K into second example, the time requires to empty pool varies versus the rate of pumping. So time varies directly as the rate. And then it took Lucy 2.5 hours to empty 400 gallons. Okay, okay. So let's try the first example. Just ignore this mess that I have here. 20. So the car's value varies versus its age. So what do we have? A $20,000 car. H2, of course, this is over 1. Cross multiply 1 times K, 2 times 20K, so K equals $40,000. Therefore, the value equals $40,000 divided by its age. For a 5-year-old car, what do we have? Volume equals $40,000 divided by 5. Of course, 40 over 5 equals $8,000. That will be the book value of a car, of a 5-year-old car, based on these assumptions. Very quickly, folks, I'm going to erase. You can always pause the video. Second example, the time to empty the pool is inversely proportional as its rate. What do we have? It takes Lucy 2.5 hours to empty her pool at the 400 gallons per minute. Over 1, cross. K equals 2.5 times 400. That's 1,000. Therefore, my equation is T equals 1,000 over its rate. Okay, how long will it take to empty a pool using a pump rated at 500 miles per hour per gallon, miles per gallon? When the rate is a 500 miles per gallon pump, it takes her time equals 1,000 over 500. Of course, that's 2 hours. Weird. Thank you.